Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to the first episode of the season. We got the Sahuarita 49ers in the house. Appreciate you stopping by, bringing in the boys. We're gonna get into it. I'm your host, Coach O, and you know who it is over there, Mr. Bobby Jet Rodriguez, co-hosting with me. We decided to take on this venture of doing the podcast show for the youth football section on my new network. So AZ Crown Sports Network. So a lot of cool things are going to be coming up on this network. This is the place where you can tune in to catch multiple sports shows that we're going to be hosting. We're talking about wrestling, basketball, baseball, everything. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. Go ahead. We'll say what's up, Bobby. Let everybody know what's going on with you.
Yeah, basically to piggyback off of what Coach O said, we're gonna bring on a lot of youth athletes on this show right here specifically, but then we'll tap into other sports as the year goes on. Like you said, get in some basketball, softball, baseball, wrestling, all that good stuff. Just highlighting the best athletes from around the city, and then just bring positivity to Tucson and the surrounding areas.
Yeah, absolutely. And pretty soon, we're gonna be announcing a way to give to the show, because that's the only way we can keep rolling. And have sponsorships and businesses come through and support the community and these young athletes. And we'll try to get out there and hit the games, hit the practices, get some pictures in, stuff like that.
Yep.
And get these boys some shine. That's what the whole goal was of the show, is get these boys some shine.
For sure.
And so who else other than we have here? Mr.
Let 'em know.
Coach Tony.
Let them know. Let them know.
Cisneros. Right there's the mic right here. Go ahead.
Yeah, like we said, man, thanks for having us, man. We appreciate it. You know, we're big fans of what you guys are doing in the city. And thanks for having us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving us these nice shirts, man. You also got us some hats.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Some hats.
Man, these are nice, dude. Those are fly right there.
Cool, yeah.
And check that out. Those are that leather?
It's leather. It's
Yeah, it's
they
for
burned,
leather.
they edged in the logo.
Yeah.
Something different, you know.
Yeah. So who'd you bring with us today? Who do we have
I'll let
here?
them introduce themselves.
Yeah, go for it. What do you
All right,
got?
I'm Jackson Delancey, and I'm with 10U 49ers.
Hey, well, before you go, what's your position?
I play running back and slot and safety, and wherever my coach wants to put me.
Oh, okay. That's the right answer, right?
I'm Cisneros. I play for 9U, and I play quarterback, running back, middle linebacker, and sometimes safety.
I'm Paul Delgado, and I'm from 13U. I play quarterback, safety, and kicker.
Nice. So what'd you bring these boys?
So I brought Kane. I don't know if you remember, but this is my son from 9U.
Yeah.
And then I brought Jackson. I brought Jackson because we'll get into it as we go. But I don't know if you remember last year when I told you when I took over the organization, was my number one goal was to get those kids that were from Sahuarita playing elsewhere home.
Mhm.
And Jackson's one of those kids that started with us, ended up going somewhere else. And then we brought him home, his family, his brother, his dad, and he's playing where he lives now. And so I feel like that's a success for us as an organization. We're keeping our boys home and bringing the rest back. And
Yeah.
then we brought Paul because Paul, obviously, it's his last year here with us at 13U. But he's the OG of the group. He started with us at Flag,
Mhm.
and he's an original local boy from Sahuarita. And so, like, he's got to be a part of this, man. This is
absolutely.
he is SGF.
Right. Do you have any plans on high school? You gonna stay local?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go to Walden, and I'm gonna try getting a scholarship in college.
Okay. There you go. That's what's up.
That's pretty cool because I did 1 year of youth football, I remember, but when I did play youth football that 1 year, I remember it was neighborhood kids all around the city. So it's kind of cool that you're retaining your youth, your local youth to the organization. So how important is that to you?
Yeah, man, that's been the focus. Like you said, when I grew up playing back, I'm from California, and it was the same deal, man. Like, you grew up playing 8U through 13U with one squad, and it was usually the neighborhood you lived in.
Yeah.
There's obviously exceptions to every rule, and we got to do what we got to do. But I just didn't want to see kids leaving our community if they didn't need to. So, and right now that's still my goal is to get the rest home, get them home, and let's get Sahuarita built up. I think we can be special down there.
What are you doing as far as, because when I ask people why why they don't play for their neighborhood organization. They say coaching. They'd rather go get better coaching somewhere else. What are you doing as leader of the 49ers to help the coaching flag through 13U?
Absolutely, and that's it right there. So like as my first year, we had a lot of volunteer dads, and God bless them, right? Because without the volunteer dads, you can't do, you can't get it done. However, I recognize that coaching's paramount, and so we brought in a lot of good coaches, man. I think at every age group we have a coach that has some sort of high school experience.
Nice.
So that's at every age group. We brought in coaches in, and we working year round. Our off-season programs. We're reaching out to everybody, yourself included. We're reaching out to all the best trainers in the city and getting all the best coaching we can for these boys.
Yeah, I think that's important for the viewers at home. Everybody loves football. It's such an emotional game, but being selective as a parent of who's coaching up your kid is very, very vital, because it's a sport where you can get hurt easily, or you can hurt somebody easily with the lack of knowledge, or if somebody's not getting coached up properly. That's what I'm trying to get at here. But that's why I asked, like, what coach is doing to help the organization as a whole with this coaching. So
right.
I think that's major.
That's a big thing too. Like you said, just the parents volunteering as dads. Saying that's how I started off. I brought my son into football and and I was all excited and jazzed up, and I was looking at training videos and stuff to see what I could do to fit in. And when I put my boy in, I was just out there like trying to help as much as I can. Like, do you guys need help with anything? Like, I wasn't trying to be a coach. But that effort that I put in, they're like, hey, do you think you'd want to be a coach? Go take go get certified, go through the, the courses and all that. And I was like, heck yeah, why not? Let's do it. And then you learn these things over the years, and you become a better coach over time, just by going through all those, the, what are they called? The camps, the clinics and stuff 100%. Like that.
Yeah, we send our coaches to the Glacier. We were out in Vegas this year. We're doing a lot of stuff like that. We get all we attend the Glacier clinics. We're super blessed in our community, man, to have a lot of high profile, legit coaches that have kids in our system. And you'd be crazy if you don't think I'm tapping into those resources as much as I can, right? But you guys, like, shout out to Walden Grove. We got Corey there. That lends us the facility, and he's gracious when we have a football question, or a coach has a football question. We're always trying to get anything we can, and then Coach Bo, shout out to Desert View and Coach Bonillas. His son and his daughter are part of our program, so we're always trying to pick his brain and little questions here and there. So this isn't a bunch of dads trying to stroke their ego. We're really trying to get the best X's and O's to the kids.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my next question is for the players here. So Jackson, I've known you since probably you're about 4 years old. But what do you want out of this season? Like, what are your goals, or your goal for this 2022 season?
My goals are to make it to city, maybe go to regionals and nationals, and just get better,
Got it. You got a personal goal in mind?
No, not really. Just make it nationals.
Got you. That's a good one.
My goal is to make it to city playoffs, or to win the championship, and maybe go to state.
Got it.
My goal is to make it to nationals and take home the dub championship and win state.
There you go.
So I don't care who answers this question, but how important is winning a city championship to you guys? Bringing it home to the 49ers this season.
Let me throw something right here. See that? Right there. There
It's
you go.
very important because I just want to be the best in the league, because
Cool. Jackson, how important is winning city means for you, your family, and your team in general?
I think it's pretty important, because it's just, you get to know that memory, and it's the memories and the memories that you build with your team.
Man, you guys got a lot of love on this show.
How many viewers you got so far?
44.
Wow,
on here.
that's major.
Everybody commenting. That's Kane. Look at that. Go 49ers. I mean, everybody could read the comments in there, but yeah, much love. Appreciate it.
So last one. What does winning a city title mean to you?
It means a lot because it has memories and it's my last year, so winning one would be pretty cool.
Awesome. Coach O, what do you got for him?
Man, I don't know. Let's see what's up.
I
Anything
can
you
go
wanna
for
start,
questions
man?
for days. That's why I don't want to.
Let's go.
It's your show,
Kick it
so
off,
I don't
man.
want to
No, I'm
ramble
just
too much.
excited. I'm just happy that these boys are here. I'm excited for this, running of multiple shows, and I'm glad you guys are here for the first one. You guys got anything going on? Anything that's gonna be popping off soon? That you guys want to let everybody know that you're having? I mean, you just had a thing, right? Or you're gonna have? You had the golf tournament.
No, we didn't have the golf tournament. We did a
Yes, sir.
cornhole tournament.
It was a cornhole thing.
Yeah, sorry. We did a cornhole tournament. Yes, so as most orgs right now, we're all in fundraising mode. You guys remember, it's unfortunately money makes the world twirl. So we got to
Mhm.
get helmets ain't cheap, uniforms ain't cheap, but so we're in fundraising mode right now. And then like the boy said, the goal is to get these guys to regionals right now, which is in Las Vegas, and so everyone's fundraising, trying to get ready to go.
Is there any of the divisions playing, say, out of state or out of the city team this coming up here?
So we'll see. Like I said, regionals is in Vegas, so that would be out of the city, out of the state if they qualify. But on our schedule, it's pending. We'll leave it at it's pending.
Cool.
We don't have anybody penciled in right now, but we're in talks with a few organizations. One of the things I'm trying to work on as a president is I've reached out to the youth football where I grew up playing football in California, Southern California, and we're working on getting an annual trip there, and then they'll reciprocate the next year and come out to Tucson, and then we'll try to involve a few other orgs to make it worth everybody's trip. But yeah, that's that.
What's one thing that you see different from, say, Southern California youth football to Southern Arizona youth football?
Well, I'll tell you right now, the main thing is, youth football is youth football, so the parents are the parents, but it's the inability to coexist and play together for the better of representing Southern California.
Gotcha.
Those of you that know, but within a 3-mile radius in Southern California, you have Servite, Mater Dei, and Bosco.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that. Those three are within 3 miles.
Three-headed monster.
And
right
those guys coexist. They're all, they may not play high school football together, but they play sevens or they're doing off season. They go to the same trainers. So, and out here, it's almost like, and it's getting much better. The whole, our biggest enemy is ourselves, not supporting the organization next to you.
I agree.
But we're working on that. We got the 49ers, at least. We got a good relationship with everybody in the city. We support everybody. But yeah,
and that's good. And we'll get into a little bit more in depth, just with the coach. Right now, it's just we're gonna get to the boys and get what they want out.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Show some love. The parents. You guys got any questions for these young guys? Go ahead and ask them right now.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a couple more questions, and then we'll go to a commercial break, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty and the deep parts of it all for the organization. Right?
Yeah. If any of the viewers, you guys have questions for these young men here, that'd be great, because this is their time of the show, and after break we'll just have the coaches on, but right now the spotlight is on these kids here. So
yeah, and I'm gonna ask a question, and we can go down the line. So what do you guys do, or what do you do to prepare before practice? What's your routine to get mentally, physically prepared to hit practice?
It's just looking forward to practice. You gotta get hyped. You gotta love the practice. Even if you don't want to go that day, you gotta find it in yourself to make you want to go.
Right. And is there like anything else going through your mind? Like, yo, I need to eat like an hour ahead of time, and like, what are some of the things that you would eat before you go to practice?
Yeah, you gotta eat. You gotta drink water the whole week, actually, because it prepares your body and mentally for the practice day and the games.
You got to take in all that information the coach is telling you, right? And you got to put it into action, right? That's right.
Yeah.
we got
Go
ahead.
Oh, let's go.
Um,
What do you do to get ready for practice?
my dad just tells me like what I need to do, and he's like, "You need to hit everybody hard."
To get ready for practice.
Yeah. You tell me stuff.
That could be a dangerous question to be
Yeah,
like.
we have
he's
our
like,
talks on the way to practice.
Right?
Every rep's got to count. You know,
That's
you're
good.
here. You might as
Yep.
well make every rep count. We're here.
Indeed.
And then,
Go ahead.
yeah, that's what he does.
Any shout outs to what some of the players that are on your team?
Shout out to my mom,
There you go.
my sister, my team, my coaches, my grandma.
Gondole.
We had a question, but go ahead. We'll let you answer how you prepare for practice and the week.
I just try staying away from like all the junk food, listen to coaches, drink water,
Yeah.
maybe eat like an hour before practice so you're not feeling
Yeah.
bad and like trying to almost throwing up.
It's hot out there, huh?
Yeah.
It's bad right now.
It's really hot.
Yeah.
But you need to
Drink a lot of water.
work in the heat. So when it comes to game times, I can't remember, like most of the games on Saturdays are hot, man. You're playing from early in the
I
morning.
think after like
throughout the
9U,
day.
those teams got it bad.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
a question that we have is from one of our viewers is, how do you balance school and football? So we'll start with you. How do you balance those two?
I try mostly doing like I do my homework before practice, and then if I don't finish it, I'll do it after, before I go to bed, and that's mostly what I just do.
Yeah. Do you like school?
Yeah, I'll go. Not the funnest,
I don't know,
but
right? School's not for
not the funnest, but
yeah.
I like seeing friends all the time.
I don't like.
Yeah.
Can't play football out of school, bro.
Yeah.
I balance school and football. If I don't get good grades, I can't play football, my dad said. And he's like, do your homework before practice when you're not practicing. Even though I don't do it, I do it after practice because I have to practice.
All right. Cool.
You really have to do football and school. I really worry about school first, so I usually get my homework done before I go to practice, stuff like that, and I just focus on school, and then later in the day I focus on football.
My dog right here.
Man,
Well-spoken kid, right?
Jackson, he's got it down already. So
Yeah.
college coaches, if you guys are watching him, I mean, put him on your radar now. So, but I think that's very important. I know you guys have had this talk with mom, dad, and all your relatives before, but it's just something part of life. Having good grades is gonna, eventually one day get you to whatever college you want to do, if that's your goal there. So just always put that school and them studies first, and it's just good habits. So
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
absolutely.
ramble too much about that because you guys hear that too much already.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Take about a minute. We'll get the boys swapped out, and then we'll talk organization stuff. Right?
Yep.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Good job, man. I don't think I could speak like that when I was back in Jackson. Oh, Jackson might be a politician one day, Robbie. That'll be good. I always hear like, oh, wow, the coaches here.
All right, cool. You got less than a minute. We're ready already.
Go ahead though. Go get it.
Yeah, go ahead, coach. Go get it if you want to. You got a
I'm gonna
minute.
stand, bro. If you don't mind.
You understand?
Go get it, coach. We're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's live again.
Yeah, we live. We live a little more comfortable. You can bring it in, Bobby, if you want to. Let's go.
All right.
Scooter Ben.
Those that are still watching live, if you guys have any questions for the coaches, shoot them our way.
Absolutely.
If you got any questions for Orlando or myself,
Yeah.
let
So
us know too.
I don't know if you saw the commercial. That's my business. I do sports photography, and actually we'll be I'll be shooting the 49ers here.
September
can I
4th.
announce that?
Oh, then it's out now.
Oh, it's out now. Okay, it's out now. But we're gonna have a good time, and that's what I have always hoped for, is like having like a media day type of vibe.
Yep, I remember
with
last
it.
year you did it with the Raiders, right? The
Yeah,
Rams.
the Raiders, the Rams, the Wolverines.
That was fun.
Yeah. So
Cool.
we back now after that commercial break, and I appreciate everybody who's tuned in. This is probably one of the most viewed episodes that I've done in podcast, just period.
For sure.
So I do the youth football show, obviously, which is coming on next after us. But yeah,
I
we had.
don't want to tell you what to do, but we got 9 new comments. So I'm
Oh,
curious
go
to
for
see.
it, man.
No,
Let's
I
go.
want to. I think you got to press down.
Oh,
to
I
view
see.
them.
I gotcha.
All right, so
Kane forgot to give the candy lady a shout out.
That's his aunt.
Okay.
someone said, okay, cool.
Sports are a privilege, not a priority. Schools always come first. Keep working hard, 49ers.
Oh, they say. I'm not gonna read that out loud.
Kane is
Yeah.
driving the bus. What's up?
Cool. All right. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions for any of us up here, shoot them our way. We would love to answer them. So
Yeah, let's get into it.
let's do it.
So, Coach,
Sir.
let's
Yes,
start
sir.
off. Let's go back a year, last year, and the whole decision part with the organization.
Wasting no time, huh?
Wasted no time. I mean, are we gonna get into that, or
Whatever you
want
want, man.
to?
Yeah, it's all
Or, I don't know.
transparency with us, man.
you know what I'm saying? And just give us the experience of how that went, and was the right move, and how are you guys doing now? And you guys are good, as far as that's concerned.
Okay, so that's a whole nother podcast on its own, the
Uh-huh.
move. But I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. When I came in, first year president, I didn't have any, like I was telling Bobby offline, I didn't have any roots. I didn't have any enemies. I didn't have any friends. It was a straight business decision,
Mhm.
based off of spreadsheets, right? Clicking on different tabs in the spreadsheets.
Mhm.
And so I made a decision to take the organization in a different route. It had been a
Mhm.
part of another conference or another charter for years. And it's nothing but love and respect to that other charter.
Yeah.
We're cool. We get along with all the teams over there and the people in charge of it.
Mhm.
But so we made the decision to leave. Year one had its ups and downs for sure. There were some scheduling issues for sure. We're not gonna act like it was perfect.
Right.
But going into year two, the Sonoran Desert AYF conference
Mhm.
is actually what we started, and we started with the other 7 organizations that made the same decision as the 49ers.
Mhm.
And so we're happy. We're happy. We're always striving to make it better, but we're
Right.
happy. But like I said, man, there's no animosity, ain't no hate here.
Right.
49ers, we don't hate on anybody or anybody's kids. It's youth football.
Yeah.
And so
But just now, you're
That's
just
that.
fine tuning everything. You got the process down for what
That's
you guys
right.
need to do.
that's
you
right.
know,
We learned a lot year one, right? We learned a lot year one. We put a lot of stuff in other people's hands, and the beauty of owning or starting your own charter is you don't have to depend on anybody.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So now the 8 heads get together and we vote yay or nay.
that's awesome.
And you're not going to always get your way, but at least you know it's in the best interest of the other 8 organizations that are with you. So
That makes sense.
no complaints here.
I got a question
Yes,
for
sir.
you. So, not related to that question, but what got you into coaching, and who wakes up in the morning and says, I want to be a president of a youth football organization? So what's your
Good
story?
question.
What's your story, and how did we get to you becoming a coach and then becoming a president of how many cheer and football
Oh
players? do you
man,
guys
we're
have?
looking at, we're sitting about 225 kids.
So
So I think the Rams are the biggest in town for
Okay.
sure, and then us.
cool.
So that's a great question, Bobby. Man, the way it actually went down is my son was playing flag there at Sahuarita 49ers, and I wasn't able to coach at all just due to work, restrictions or whatever. And I was on the sideline just real frustrated with the way things were going, and it was coming up to be his first year tackle, 8U, and I didn't know if I wanted to play 8U tackle there. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like I tell you guys, we're not from here. My family and I aren't from here, so we don't really have enemies or allies. We're just trying to do the best thing for our kids. And at the time, there was another organization in town that actually gave me an opportunity to like interview, if you will, to be the 8U coach up there.
Yeah.
I'll say it was the Jags. Shout out to the Jags. I didn't know who they were. I just reached out and said, hey, like, this is who I am. I have a son that's going to play AU next year. I'm looking for a good organization. I've heard nothing but good things about you guys. I like to coach, not necessarily head coach, but I like to get involved in coaching.
For sure.
And then actually the day I was supposed to, and this is raw, this is as honest and transparent as it gets. A lot of people don't know this, but like the day I was going to get, I was going to speak with their board or whatever about my interest in coaching. I got a call from George Rushing, and shout out to George Rushing. He used to run the 49ers.
Yeah.
And he called me and said, hey man, like, are you interested in actually stepping up and helping out here, like as a president type deal? Because, as you guys know, his studs were moving on and his focus was moving on as well. And he didn't want to leave the community high and dry. So he reached out to me and I said, you know what? Like, this might be a sign. It's time to put my money or my efforts where my mouth is. And so I accepted. And like I said, shout out to Mr. Rushing for the first year he helped me out behind the scenes. It was always available by text. And when I had questions, because I had a lot, I would shoot him a question, the question, and he usually, contacts and where do you get this and how do you do that? So that's how it started. And then immediately I just had to get a board together. Because one of my conditions was like, there's too many youth football beefs, man. Like we spoke about, like, we had an issue in 8U, and so at 13U we're still butthurt about it, and so I didn't know who was on the board, didn't care. My condition was, if I take over as a president, I want to have a whole new board, a whole new board that ain't tainted and isn't going to try to taint me. So I started making calls, and so I have to shout out the board now, right? Judy, I reached out to her, Miss Judy Ortiz, the treasurer, money-making machine down there, and then Rudy, he's the VP of the 49ers. We have Kristen, secretary. Awesome. We have Miss Aisa Bonias, who's the cheer director, and then we have Aaron, the GM. So that was the deal. We formed a board and we went to work. And honestly, not to air any dirty laundry, but we had a lot of work ahead of us. We had a lot of work. COVID really crushed
for sure
organizations because no registration comes in, but helmets still are expiring, and you got to recertify them. You still have insurance. You still have equipment sitting in storage, so you still have paid for your sports engine. And all your bills are still there as an organization. You're not supplementing it with any income. So we had to get to work, and the board did. And so that's how I ended up as a president, man. And as far as coaching, I just wanted to be involved with my son's development of football. I wasn't no standout athlete player like you, Mr. Bobby, but I'm a student of the game. And so since I didn't have the experience to go, to say that I was a D1 monster, I committed myself to the craft virtually in camps and clinics. And my wife, makes fun of me, but every night, before bed, I got at least an hour, 2 hours on some type of virtual content to get better.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's how I ended up here. I'm definitely not here because I need a title or I need kudos. Lord knows that this position, if anything, it's taxing. All the presidents know this. This position is it's taxing. Your career suffers. Your personal life suffers. Just to see an organization
and a community.
And exactly. So that's
so. I like to say shout out to you and everybody under the 49er umbrella, and then across the board, across the city and the surrounding areas, because I understand it's all volunteer basis. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes parents bicker at the youth coaches, and they don't understand, like, this man or this woman is just volunteering their time after a 8, 10, 11, 12-hour shift. They're just volunteering their time to help your kid out.
Going to get water, going to get ice.
Taking kids,
picking up other
kids, dropping them off, picking up snack, things like that, and you're bugging them about, a certain play or playing time and things like that. I think sometimes parents don't really understand that, hey, these coaches, presidents, board members, they're
Yeah.
doing it all on a volunteer
Right.
basis. So again, salute to
Yeah,
what you
thank
do
you,
in your
man.
efforts.
Yeah, and all your coaches too.
Yeah,
Yep.
especially the coaches. We have a handful of coaches in our organization, as most orgs do, that don't even have children. They don't
Yeah,
have children,
right.
and like they're taking the most heat from parents. And it's like, man, they don't even have children in our league. They're fully dedicated to watching the game be taught correctly.
Yep.
And so, yeah, man, shout out to all our coaches, all of them. We got a bunch of coaches that we couldn't do this without, man.
So did you?
So I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, I'll just go ahead.
So if I have a kid, say in flag football, gonna start his first year with the 49ers, what's a product that you want to deliver for that first time dad? Or it might not even be flag, it just might be cheer or will 11U. Like, what's the type of product you guys are trying to deliver as far as an organization?
So, like I told you, it's full transparency here, man, and we get along with all these organizations, but um, to be the best, you got to match the effort that the best is doing, right?
Yeah.
So, and the way I try to tell my players and my coaches, if an organization is doing this and you're doing the same, well, you're always going to be in that same spot behind them, right? So if they're working 3 days, you got to work 4. If they're working 4, you got to work 5. And so that's what we're doing down there in Sahuarita right now is we're trying to outwork everybody. Problem is we got our neighbors, the Rams, and some of these other teams in town. They're working nonstop too. So
That's what you want, though, right?
yeah, and that's what you
Yeah.
want. So exactly, iron sharpens iron. We're out here just not getting outworked anymore.
Got you.
We're working all off season. We're working all off season. We're getting our guys trained up. We're getting them the right coaches. But at the end of the day, what I'll say is that and it's been a paradigm shift down there in the community. It's really been a change of the culture because at least me, like you said, I'm a volunteer and so are my coaches. We're not down here to just give everybody a medal and a trophy like when I grew up, I feel like and that can be taken wrong, so I hope it comes across correctly. But my point is, there's only one trophy Sahuarita's playing for.
Yeah.
We're not handing out trophies down there.
You're earning them.
We're earning them, and there's only one, and it's the city trophy. It's the conference trophy. We're not trying to play recreational anything down there,
That's good.
and we're working our tails off to show these other organizations that we're really about it now. We're working all off season. We're getting our kids home. We're getting our coaches back. We're getting new coaches. We're sending them to clinics. We're trying to get them in with Jet and some of these other good trainers in town. We're working with our other organization partners. We're not playing. That's that, and I think people are starting to notice that we're working now. Now we just got to perform.
Like the town is coming together
Mm-hmm.
to support you guys. Do you feel that way?
I do. I
Like
feel
that
like
shift you were talking about. Like you feel
Yeah.
like it's coming through, or you need more of it. You need more of the community to come through.
it's both. I feel like we definitely got a lot of families, and we got a lot of support down there in Sahuarita. The people are really, really stepped up and are doing what it takes, and there's still some that need to buy in.
Yeah.
But I think that comes with time, right? Rome wasn't built overnight, so you're either gonna buy in or buy out. But we ain't changing the program. The program's the program, and it's bigger than me. It's bigger than my son. It's bigger than every age group. It's the program, and so you got to buy in to be a part of it. Now.
I like that.
We had a quick question. What's your definition of winning?
So we got a couple different definitions of winning, right? One's on the field, which is a straight result, right? Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose, and that's just what goes on the record books. But that doesn't mean you can take an L on the field and still win. Right. And what I'll say, and I'll give examples of that, is as an organization, I feel like we're winning by getting kids back like Jackson. Coaches like Robbie back that grew up there, like they're local Sahuarita. They're rooted there,
right.
and there's no reason why they shouldn't be playing in their backyard where they grew up, where they went to school. And so I feel like we're winning when we get a bunch of those stories back, and Jackson's not the only one. We got a handful, and I'd say close to 15 or 20 kids sprinkled between flag and 13U. They weren't a part of us last year.
Yep.
That live in our community. They're back, and there's a few out there still, and you know, we understand. So like when I say I want them back, I want them back if they want to come back and the opportunity's there. But I also understand that during COVID, a lot of kids went to other organizations to continue playing football, and you got to respect that, the love for the game, and in doing that, they found homes and they found teams. And so if that's the situation, then I'm not mad at them.
Yep.
I'm talking about the kids that were unhappy here, and that's why they left.
Cool.
So that's when
it's a facelift to the organization, and it's a new brand of football.
absolutely a
Right.
new logo. Shout
Yep.
out to Mr. O here. You know,
Cool.
we redid the logo last year.
Yeah.
We redid the uniforms. We've redone everything, and we're not done. Next year we got a few more surprises for the
That's
conference.
just crazy to me that you came to me to ask for a logo, and
Yeah.
it's so simple, right? But
And that's what we wanted.
you know.
We
But
wanted
it
something
looks
clean.
great, man. It
Yep.
looks awesome on everything. I like this comment right here from Jessica. Shout out to Coach Tony and the coaches. Sahuarita 49ers family has helped with my son's self-confidence and become a better kid on and off the field. So that's a blessing
that's
right there.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
So tell me again, how many cheer and football athletes do you guys have?
Combined with our cheer and our football, we have 225 athletes.
Wow,
Yes, and
That's a
our
lot.
cheers has got the same mentality as our football.
that's
I
good.
mean, our new cheer directors come in, and we got a bunch of new coaches in our cheer, and they're focused. I've said this many times in house with my own people, but I'll say it on this podcast because I have a little girl that cheers. My daughter Juliana, she cheers. She cheered 8U last year, and I didn't. And, you know, it really hit me. I'll give a quick story. It hit me when I was at a game as the president. You know, saying hi to everybody, and I saw a couple dads. You know, two alpha dads under an easy up right there watching the game, and I did what I usually do. Hey, what number is your kid? You know, and the two biggest dudes in the stands were like, "Man, I ain't here to watch football game. That's my little girl, and that's my little girl." And that's when it
cool.
hit me, like, you know,
Right.
like cheers. It shouldn't be looking over the cheerleaders to the football game. There's a lot of eyes on the cheer, and so we gotta make sure that the girls work just as hard, they practice just as hard, they're committed and fundraise just as hard. So it's no longer overlooking our girls and watching the football games. We're making them a part of the football program. We're trying to
Absolutely.
get them in more competitions. We're trying to get them traveling and out of state. We're trying to expose them to life outside the community.
I think cheer is important because
Huge.
Mhm.
it's part of prep football. You know, it's part of youth in high school and even college football. Because obviously a certain select gets to the pros, but there's nothing like cheerleaders in high school and youth
Mhm.
football that those kids all grow up together.
Absolutely.
Youth and usually you go to high school in the same high schools, but I think it's good because it hypes the players up too. And football is such an emotional game where you
Mhm.
do need
You
cheerleaders.
do need the cheer.
It is what it is.
That's what it
As
is.
as
That's what it
manly
is.
and coaches want to say,
Exactly.
we don't need cheerleaders. You need cheerleaders
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So
Absolutely, you do. And I just read. I guess we have more than 225. So my fault. We have way more than that.
I think the number was 295.
There you go, 295.
geez, let's
So
let's call it 300.
that's our treasurer Judy, so she would know. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think we're the second largest organization, at least in this section. I know the Rams are huge. I speak to shout out to Alfredo. I talk to him all the time, and I know they're over 300. But that's the goal. That's the goal. There's definitely not
Awesome.
a shortage of kids down there in Sahuarita. We just got to give them something to be proud of. So,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
something to be proud of. And I think if we do the right thing every time, all the time, even when nobody's looking, it's going to speak for itself.
When was the last time the 49ers brought home a city title?
Man, I think Coach Robbie would be able to answer that one. But it's been a minute. I think he was a part of that. It's way before I got here. I'll tell you that.
Dang, it's thundering outside.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dang.
What's that? Yeah, so it would be Mr. Russian's 12U.
Wow.
You know,
If
and
you guys know the answer, put it in the comment. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you were a part of it or you were here when that happened, please let us know.
cool.
Crazy, man.
I don't want to speak too early, but do you? I know 8U through 13U. You got high expectations, but is there one team in particular where you say, man, they have a great shot at being city champions this year. Or you don't have to answer that question. That's fine.
No, like we didn't come up here to be shy, right? We got to take advantage of the platform. So listen, it's too early to talk, and we say it as humble as possible, but I mean, nobody gets in here to be second place. We're not here to kill Saturday mornings, right? We put in way too much work as an organization to not come after those trophies. That's what drives us. And we have a few age groups that I think are special. I'll start with my 9U. Whoa, my. So, that was the remix. But my 9U, I think, is a good shot. Unfortunately, our neighbors are real good at 9U too, but we'll see. We get to line it up week 1 with the Rams, and that's gonna be awesome. If you guys ain't doing nothing on August 20th at Tucson High, we're playing the Rams week 1, and that's the game that
should be fun to go to.
Yeah.
What we want to do, this is for the audience. What Orlando and I want to do on Saturdays is go and spotlight these games. If you guys as viewers have an opinion on what's the game of the week, Orlando and I want to go down there and check it out. And if someone balls out, we want to give a quick little interview with them, shout them out and then also with the coaches too, just to recognize. And my goal behind this with stepping in with Orlando is to spread positivity in this youth football community, because I'm on some platforms and I just see a lot of negativity and a lot of smack talking that's unnecessary, because at the end of the day, we want to develop good habits with football, but you want to create good contacts and relationships with your neighbors and even your rivals. And just because they're your rivals doesn't mean you have to personally attack them on social media platforms or in person. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, we need rivals, because that's how you're going to get better. But I just see too much negativity in the community when it comes to youth football, and I just think
things get twisted through text anyway. So.
Yeah. No, we couldn't agree more, man. Like I said, everyone likes to say it's about the kids. Well, your actions don't show that sometimes, right? And so we got to remind ourselves as adults, as dads, that we got to do what's right for the kids. But they'll kill me if I don't get the rest of the age groups off. Jackson right here was sitting here with 10U.
Yeah.
On paper, they look real good. Like, we got a lot of kids that we brought together this year. A lot of kids came home. We've got some new additions. I don't want to put any pressure on them, but at least what I see out of practice, that looks like a special group. That 10U 49ers looks like a special group.
Okay.
And then our 11 and our 12U, they're excited and coming. They're coming for everything too. And then that 13U team, I think could be special too. We'll see. We all got to go play, right? Like, words don't mean much, but
I really like watching a 13U city championships, because it's like heavyweight bout, right? Because it's like what you waited for. It's under the lights.
Yes, sir.
It's these kids that some of them possibly could play varsity the following year. And then a lot of them, you're going to see them in 1 to 2 years at the varsity level.
It's that full development from flag all the way to 13U.
Yeah,
and if you're the coach that stuck with that age group all the way to 13U, that's your baby right there, man. That's your all your coaching experience right there, man. Just
for sure. Plus, they're the ones, speaking on rivalries, they're the ones that have the rivalries, right? They've been playing these teams. Yeah. They know each other. The coaches know each other.
And it's their last game together.
Right. That's exciting. Right. 13 years exciting.
That's why it's so emotional, man. And you cry. I cry out there in the 13 championship game. I'm like, man.
I'm gonna have a moment. I remember my 13U city championship game at Amphi, and we lost. And I remember the pain I felt, and it was just like, it was heartbreaking, man, because you knew like you're not gonna see these kids ever again, because a lot of times these kids go to different high schools, so it's really like your last ride. So I love watching that 13U championship game every year. It's
so
it's
true,
my favorite.
man.
It's
so
really
true.
a family, man.
Yeah,
stuck with the same group of kids for that long.
Last year it was pretty rough because we had jet athletes on both sides in the AYF City Championship game with the Broncos and the Raiders. I see some kids crying and I see some kids celebrating, and I gotta stay neutral.
For you? You must be like
hug them both. You gotta hug them both.
It's
hug one, high five the other.
It's hug them both and let them know, like, hey, good job at winning it, but the road doesn't stop here. Hey, it's unfortunate you lost, but it doesn't stop here. So But I think either or is a good learning lesson because people sometimes need to learn how to lose, and then
Mhm.
some kids need to learn how to handle winning as well. So,
Mhm.
and some people don't know how to handle winning, and some people don't know how to
And
handle
that
losing.
goes for the
But
parents.
football
So true.
coaches,
So true.
Goes for
y'all.
the parents as well.
football coaches that do their job well, they coach their kids on handle either or situation. So that's why I love football.
Yeah.
So true, man. You nailed it. Some kids don't know how to win, and some don't know how to lose, and that's our job
Yeah.
to teach them. Right? It's part of life. Both of them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Sir.
let's
How we
Let's
doing
just
with
stare at ourselves.
let's if you guys have some questions that you guys want us to answer, shoot them, and we'll answer them as best as we can.
Sportsmanship, losing and winning with character. Absolutely, building character for these
Yes.
young men
That's what
is
it's
important.
about.
You know, Wolverines will win a few championships. Oh, Miguel.
Cool. Like I said, guys, we're open to questions right now. Shoot them our way. We would love to answer.
Who
Again,
came up with the?
this is show one. So
Sorry, right? Yeah, show one. Who came up with the slogan? Our town.
Our town, our team, man. The board did. To be honest, we kind of feel.
sorry.
Oh no, I kind of feel like we're, Sahuarita's always been like similar to other areas.
Uh-huh.
We're kind of our own little, we're isolated. It's our own little
Right.
town, and so it was like our town, our team, and
It's a
almost
mining town, right?
it was. I don't know that it is as much anymore. You know what it is, man, and what makes us different, and actually is special to us is that we have a lot of families there from either military or law enforcement,
Mm.
and so therefore we have a lot of different genetic pools, man.
Mhm.
So
That's
you
good.
you're not limited to the third generations of family that have always lived here, and like, man, we have
Families like you, like from out of town,
right.
Yeah.
And so with our military bases, you got genetic pools from like Florida to California and Texas, wherever the Air Force brought you from, or the Border
Mhm.
Patrol, or whatever brought you to Sahuarita. And therefore, I'm telling you guys, Sahuarita is untapped as far as
Yeah.
youth football. They just need coaching, and we got them that. They need a program, and we're getting them that. And I think just a matter of time before you start seeing.
Do you get a lot of those coaches, say firefighters, military, border patrol? Because I know a lot of that, a lot of those peoples live in the surrounding areas.
Yes, sir. We do. We got all the above.
I think that's good because obviously they know a thing or two about
Yes, sir.
discipline. So
And coaching, you got some Florida, Texas, and California mindsets there, and it's not a knock on anybody else. Not a knock on Tucson. Tucson's doing big things with football, and there's a lot of talent in this town. A lot of talent. I'm just saying that it's diverse down there. That's all I'm saying.
for sure.
It's crazy to me that, Sahuarita, like, I just always thought that was part of, like, Tucson, growing
Yeah.
up. Like, it's all just down the block, you know what I'm saying? And we could all come together.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Well, and
here we
and
are.
I would like to think that we are also. We are and we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean between the lines, it's on, right? But outside, like, I mean, I don't see why. It's just to me, it's just youth football.
It exactly is
It's
what
just
it
youth
is.
football. We do have one question. It says, "How do you feel about children playing dual sports?" So
Well,
you
yeah,
being a
of course.
coach and a president, how do you feel about that?
So,
Man, it's almost mandatory. Not that we're gonna tell you have to play another sport, but I think the facts and the statistics prove that multi athletes are more successful in life. We're all about that. We're all about that. My son wrestles and does football.
Right.
A lot of our athletes do baseball, wrestle. Do
Which
some type of
sport? Which other sport do you think would benefit the most to a football player?
100%, without a doubt, in my humble opinion, wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. You have the hand fighting, you got the leverage, the footwork, but on top of all that, you have that toughness, that mental toughness. You know a wrestler when you meet one, 8, 9, or 19. You know a wrestler when you meet one, the way he carries himself, right? Like, he's been in a dark place before, and he's been able to put that in a shelf, or in a box, and then put that box on the shelf and go to work.
So do you get any kids that go to Dominant Wrestling?
We have a bunch of Dominate wrestlers. We got a bunch of Sahuarita Mustang wrestlers, and we got a bunch of Walden Grove wrestlers. When it comes to football, we're the only show in town, so we get all those wrestlers, and they all have been very gracious to us.
Is that what I'm reading right there? Mustang horsepower? Or they're
That
Mexican or
must
something?
be
Or is that
shout out to them. Yeah, the Mustang horsepower. That's
Sahuarita
them.
Mustang?
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Coach Burgos and a lot of the Sahuarita coaches that took us in this year, they opened up the Sahuarita Mustangs, opened up their gym, and we had a bunch of the Niners in there wrestling. It's been like that in the past with Dominate, and I'm sure in the future one day maybe we'll get in Walden. But the Sahuarita coaches this off season opened up the doors to us, and as you know, those guys are doing big things.
I read a comment about track and wrestling.
Yeah.
I'd say
That's a
are
close
very
second right there.
For
are
sure.
very very important for football.
Mhm.
Track
I
as
mean,
well.
all of them are, but track is an individual sport like
Yeah,
wrestling.
for sure.
too,
I would
so.
agree with that.
Well, you're a trainer, Bobby.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
you would know.
I'd agree.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that.
I just don't have the insight on track, so that's why I said wrestling. I've seen what wrestling's done to some of my boys that we send in there, and they come out, ready to chew nails, just because they've been on that wrestling mat. And it's not for everybody, right? And then there's some kids that are already fast, so you should go run track because you're coming back faster. We have a couple kids. I have a kid on my team, little Mars. He runs with the Tucson track team. Shout out to those guys too.
Awesome.
And another kid named James, and those kids are real fast.
For sure. And then I believe this may be a wife, but she says shout out to all the sponsors because they don't make the 49ers possible. So salute to them.
Absolutely, yeah, that is my wife, and thank you for reminding me. Yeah, we're super gracious. I'll say we're gracious. We're super blessed down there in Sahuarita, Coach O and Bobby. Unique to us is a lot of the parents are business owners or involved in some type of business.
Yeah.
And they've been very gracious with us in the 49ers. They just really have, and I can go on and on. But our sponsors down there are huge.
Do you know some of them right off the bat?
I do. I know that we have like Oscar. Shout out to Oscar's AC. And then if you guys would post them for me too.
Yeah,
But
let's go, let's
Oscar's
go.
AC.
Oscar AC got my AC.
Yeah, he got my
Yeah.
AC.
Yeah, shout
I'll
out
tell
him.
you, yeah, and
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came to my house one time at 11 o'clock at night when the AC died, and my house was going like 83, 88, 90, 93. And like my kids were little at the time, and you can't have a house with 105
no.
degree with babies. And he came in the middle of the night and was wrenching and had
Wow.
my AC cranking by like midnight. So
Shout out.
yeah, he
Shout out
takes
to
care
them.
of us. And shout out to Big Triple Play, who not only is he home base for the 49ers, I know that he helps out a lot of organizations with the cornhole and stuff. The dude's just a good dude. I don't know if you guys know this, but he's one of the original founding fathers of the 49ers.
Oh,
Awesome.
really?
So yeah, shout out to Triple Play.
49ers been around for some time, correct?
Yeah, so like my understanding is, and this is game that I was put on to, is that they're one of the original four in
Oh,
town.
wow.
So they've been
I
around.
remember my little brother played for them.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. Yeah, Roto Rooter. Shout out to Roto Rooter. They're a big sponsor for us.
Steamy Concept,
Yep.
Annie Mac, and Casa Grande.
Oh yeah, Grower Alliance, down in Rio Rico, produce company. Shout out
Nice.
to Grower Alliance. We're super blessed there, Sahuarita, because not to knock or disrespect anybody, but we have a lot of kids coming up more and more every year from Rio Rico and Nogales, and
Right,
we
right.
welcome them. They're coming up to Sahuarita.
Rio Rico had a
Tough
team, weren't they?
kids.
The Cardinals?
I think
Didn't
so.
they have a Cardinals
they
team?
may have a team.
I think there's a Santa Cruz Cardinals down there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had a question. I just lost it in my
I
head.
know, right? I
Um,
have some too, but
Okay, so I'm just gonna go off the head here, but are you as the president gonna try to work in conjunction with the two high schools out there to possibly create a feeder program, or have those high schools reached out to you and say, hey, we want to become the feeder? Because you're kind of stuck in the middle, man, with like the high schools are probably like 2 miles apart, if that. So do you get caught in a weird situation when it comes to being the
Yeah,
lead
man,
member?
that's a funny that you asked. But first, I just want to address a comment.
Okay.
I forgot Pueblo Wrestling coach Ernesto out there, Ernie Gutierrez, one of the better wrestling coaches I've been around. He also, in fact, he was the original one to open up his doors for us.
Josiah Smith.
And Josiah.
My
Shout out to Pueblo, man. Those dudes were the first ones to welcome us up there, and that's what got the love and the passion that took us to Sahuarita. It's logistics and only logistics. Sahuarita's half a mile from the house, and Pueblo's 20 minutes up the road. But absolutely, shout out to Coach Ernie and Pueblo and Josiah and all those guys, man. Like I said, we get along with everybody, and we have a lot of love, and a lot of people show us love. So yeah, for sure. But to answer your question, obviously we practice at Walden Grove. The Walden Grove is where we play our home games.
Okay.
That's where we have our conics. So Walden Grove is the 49ers home base. It doesn't mean that we have anything against Sahuarita High School. In fact, a lot of our parents have kids at Sahuarita High School. So it's all love for both high schools. And we try to support both high schools. But Corey and Walden Grove have been beyond gracious. What can I say, man? So by default, a lot of the kids are going to end up at Walden Grove just because that's who shows them love.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
who
Right.
shows them love. That has nothing to do with me. I stay out of that. I stay out of all the politics. But I just spoke to Coach Jake. Shout out to Sahuarita High School Coach Jake yesterday, and we're working on getting the boys a game over there on that turf and linking up with Sahuarita as well. As far as supporting the teams, we support both. We'll go to a Walden Grove game, and then we'll go to a Sahuarita Mustangs game. Like I just told you earlier, the wrestling program is
State champ, Sahuarita.
and state champs and still not too busy to let the little guys come in and focus and teach them. So I try to provide if I'm doing things right, we're feeding both the high schools, and
That's
there's
good.
plenty enough kids to do that. We'll prepare them so that they can go to either or.
Awesome. It looks like my mom stays like on the border of Green Valley and
Right, you're
Sahuarita.
saying,
It looks like it's growing. There might be 3 high schools in the future out there.
man,
And I feel like every time I go over there, there's more construction for new homes coming up. So
you ain't lying.
Maybe I ought to look down there.
Yeah, there you go.
Can I be a resident?
Yeah, absolutely you
You
can.
guys open me up with open arms.
Absolutely we would, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
cool.
Man.
Well,
stuff.
I mean, you guys, if you guys have more questions, shoot them our way. Orlando, Coach, and myself, we would love to answer whatever you guys have. It looks like we have a solid core of viewers here. We have 48 so far. So if you guys have more questions, please shoot them our way.
It's amazing.
This is show 1 and show 1 of many. So again, we're trying to highlight programs and athletes in youth football. And like I said, Orlando and I are just trying to promote positivity in this community of youth, cheer and football. So that's the main goal behind the show.
Thing
So,
too, man. The cheer, we got to get spotlight for the cheer.
yeah, who's our is there a main president for cheer, or is it just cheer coach by division level?
No, we have a cheer director, Miss Aisa Bonilla's,
Okay.
Coach Bonilla's,
Oh, yeah.
interview's wife.
I'll tell you a
Coach
funny story
Bob?
about her right now.
Yeah, so she's awesome. Yeah,
He's
Coach
watching,
Bo's
I
wife.
think.
Yeah, Coach Bo's wife.
Oh, okay.
So she's awesome. She's got a big vision. The board's got a big vision for cheer. So absolutely, man. And before you say that, I just wanted to tell you guys, man, like this is an awesome platform, and thanks for having us, dude.
Yeah,
We'll make sure to keep our viewers tuning in on Sundays, and hopefully that 50 viewers turns into 100 and 150. And because I think, like I told you guys before we got on there, you guys are both neutral guys in the community that I think everybody respects and can honestly say that you guys are neutral.
Yeah.
You guys are really about doing what's right for your community, and so this is awesome, man. I know that I spoke to a few other org presidents, and everybody's excited about this podcast. Really are, because
Yeah.
nobody else is zeroing in on the youth, and don't forget the youth becomes a high school
For sure.
real quick
Absolutely,
here.
for
Matter of
sure.
fact,
Yeah. So Aisa, she's the director of cheer, he says, but
Yeah.
when I was in the 8th grade,
Mhm.
she was doing her student teaching at Sierra Middle School. It's right next door to Sunnyside High
Okay.
School. And I still remember social studies. She was the student teacher. I don't know if she's still watching, but long story short, I was like the Dennis the Menace of the class. And I used to drive her crazy that she's a student teacher. So long story short, I go to Sunnyside High School, and Coach Bonillas comes on board. And I can't remember if I was a sophomore or junior, but anyways, him and I we were really tight. Player coach. When I was there at Sunnyside, he says, "I want you to meet my girlfriend, man." And I said, "Oh yeah, I want to meet her too."
Oh,
you know.
no.
So he introduced, and we both look at each other like, I know her, and she says, "Man, I know this kid already." So she remembers that story.
That's
She laughs every
funny.
time. But
That's funny. You
What a
know,
great family.
everybody seems to know Miss Isa everywhere I go. Oh, tell her I said hi. And I don't want to forget a few people because I have a mental head here. Also, I don't know, like you guys know, shout out to Coach Carlos Guerrero. He's been doing his thing in the community for a long time with the QB stuff.
he's the man.
He really is the man when it comes to QBs. I know there's a few others out there, not knocking anybody else, but I can speak
Yeah,
to his
yeah.
work. He's been working with my son and a couple other quarterbacks on our squad in our org. He's now a part of the the 49ers,
That's
and
my
he's
guy right there.
yeah, and he's helping out,
Precision
man.
quarterback. Let's
And
go.
you
Precision quarterback.
can catch
Let's
his little
go.
brother in here.
Oh, he's a monster.
3-4 times a week,
Diego?
just putting in work. Yeah, he's
Let's go.
nonstop.
Oh, he's got another brother that's at Sahuarita right now,
Yeah.
and he's nothing to play with either at wrestling.
Mhm.
Sahuarita wrestlers.
What's
But
up?
anyway, shout out to him. He
What's up? Like
decided
my
to help
cousin.
the youth. That's your cousin, right?
Almost, yeah. Like a
Pretty
cousin.
much, yeah.
Just call it
Pretty much.
cousins, man.
Family.
Yeah,
Cool,
man.
Family
Well,
right there.
I mean, anything else you want to say or
Yeah,
No,
you
man,
wanna bring
add
it?
to-
What's going on? We
to-
got some news.
Last thing,
Crazy news.
so I already thanked you guys for this opportunity. Thanks again, Bobby and Coach O. We're happy that you had us on, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna plant some seeds, and I'll let the next organization that gets on here next week pick it up from here. But I feel like the city of Tucson in general could do better. It could do better if it's really about the kids. I think that we need to come together as organization heads or even as conference and charter heads and really getting these kids the exposure and the opportunities that they deserve.
Right.
And what I'm talking about is the All-Star.
Okay.
This was my first year participating in that Southwest All-Star out in El Paso. I know there's options, different ones happening and taking place, but I think that we need to get and it shouldn't matter where you play your youth football. If you're one of the better kids in your age group, we need to get them together and take them to go play in an all-star team.
Right.
Because we went last year, and I can tell you, being blunt, we didn't have the best kids in the city at every age group,
Mhm.
and we met up with the best kids from their city.
Yep.
And that's an injustice to the kids, and it's not representing the city right, because you get Odessa, Texas, or Seattle, for example, two teams that were out there looking at like, man, Tucson ain't very good.
Mhm.
They don't know that we left half the kids back in Tucson for political reasons, right? The dad doesn't want his kid to get recruited. Another dad doesn't want his son to get coached by someone he didn't see eye to eye with their coaching techniques. And we need to figure out the solution. I don't have that.
Right.
I wish I did. I have some ideas.
So you're saying I should coach the
Yeah.
all-star team?
Oh,
Yeah, I am.
Hey, we had this conversation. What would your recommendation be on who should be the head coaches of an all-star team?
So
Kind of played around with that.
just
Theory.
yeah. So here's what I do see. Here's I'll say this: if we had one conference, right? If there was only one show in town, then I would say we need to find the correct person, like maybe a Bobby Jet or someone like that, maybe someone else that's neutral and doesn't have kids playing for the Niners or the Scorpions or wherever,
Yeah.
but is really going to try to get the best product. And I know there's other guys in town, but we don't have one show in town. So, like, how are you going to say, well, the winning staff of the 8U team is going to actually be the coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have two winning staffs. So that's
true.
why I think we need to find the neutral person that is really going to try to get the best kids and doesn't have much to gain by, you're not going to build a Jet 8U or a
Yeah.
Jet 11U. You're really going to go select your staff to get these kids ready to go play against the best.
That would be actually fun. I on air I would be open to that. I really would.
Cool.
Because like I said, these kids are gonna play with each other or against each other for the next 10 years. If they're in 8U, they're probably gonna play with each other for the next like 7
Mhm.
to 8 years together to until they're done with high school, and who knows what can happen there. I do know this, and I know you've seen this in California, and I saw this in the 7-on-7 scene. These kids unite after tackle with 7-on-7, and it's a beautiful thing because we played help me out here, Noah Fafita's dad, Orange County Juice, is that what they're called?
So there's Servite High School. That's going to
Yeah.
be Orange County Juice. Yeah. So
and
7-on-7,
but they
yeah.
have modern day and
Correct.
they
And
have
Bosco.
and Bosco kids all on one team.
Correct.
And I'm like, man, you got three-headed monster on one
Special.
team with no ego. And I think that's a special thing because one thing that kills Tucson, and I'm sure it kills a lot of cities out there, is just the ego. Where the
Yep.
dad will tell kids, "Hey, don't look over there, or don't talk to those guys because they wear this color or
Mhm.
or they play on that team, whatever it may be." But I saw with Orange County Juice this offseason that you had modern day Bosco and Servite all on the same team, and I'm like, that is insane because
Yeah, and that's
imagine
how
if
they
that
have to
happened
do
here.
it because they're going up against teams that got Helix, Morris,
Yep.
and like they're putting their own combo teams together. So yeah, I agree 100%. And that's kind of where I'm going with the youth football all-star teams here is you got a lot of good coaches in the city and you can't coach them all. But I think the appointing of coaching and the appointing of how it's structured and how it is laid out needs a neutral person. They can kind of oversee the whole program, the all-star program.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to plant that seed. I feel like I went out there, and my kid will tell you that was the funnest experience he ever had. We did the Airbnb out in El Paso, and it was an awesome time. But we didn't have all the time we should have had with us.
Is the Airbnb better than the hotels?
Yeah, you get
Because
to
you get the
grill
kids
out.
running up and
It's a
down the
house.
halls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a house.
Yeah.
To answer one question, it says if I offer any training during the off days of practice, I do. That would be at 5:15 p.m. from 5:15 to 6:15 Monday through Thursdays. This coming up season, we actually call it in-season training, and then athletes that are above 12U, we have in-season training as well from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So if you guys
Right on.
want to continue to train during season, we do offer that. It's a lot lower impact, obviously with the season in full effect. My last question, I found my question. I was gonna ask you. What does a week look like right now in Sahuarita with the Sahuarita Green Valley 49ers? What is it? Run a week right now with me. What you guys got going on?
Right now, it's Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, 6 to 8. We're out there practicing football.
Wow.
That's obviously coming to an end, right? It's going to go to 3 days a week here next week, but for the last 3 weeks, it's been 5 days a week out there, 6 to 8, just working, grinding.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm about to, like I said, I keep telling you, but I need to stop.
Yeah.
I need to go visit my mom, and then I need to stop. I need to go stop by a practice because she tells me all the time, that these guys are doing work. So
Yeah, that's good.
and is at North Park?
We're at Walden
Oh,
Grove.
that's right.
High
You
School.
just said that.
Yeah,
At Walden Grove High
right
School.
now.
That's right.
For the time being, yes, sir.
That's
I
good
know
stuff.
I know we're running late, and I know we're behind.
Right.
But I just wanted to
Yeah.
point out
We,
something real quick.
Coach Tony brought somebody special. Isn't been in everybody's prayers and hearts, and we just want to present him today to let you guys know that he's doing really well.
Yeah, man. I get a lot of texts. Thank you. Everyone's asking me, hey, how's he doing? What's he up to? Where's he at? Did he make it? Well, here he is right here.
Well, I want to thank, first of all, I want to thank Tony for showing up when I needed him to show up. God first most used my wife to help me, not get the plug turned off by the doctors. Bobby, my son, training with you. He loves you guys.
Yeah. Love
And I want to thank Southern Arizona football for all the prayers, everybody. I appreciate everything.
Yeah.
I love these kids. When I was back on the field, most of them said, "What's up?"
Yeah.
And they still do. I appreciate the board. All the prayers they gave out to me. I'm back walking, talking, driving. Thank God. There's a God that does exist.
Yeah.
Coach Robbie showed up every day. Brought me the first hot meal was Wendy's.
Oh,
Wendy's?
nice.
Yeah.
4 for 4.
And Tony was there the whole time.
Come on, Coach. Come over here.
Come
on, man.
Come shout out your 10U squad, man.
And I want to shout out our head coach, Richie.
Yes, sir, Richie.
I'm assisting him and everything. So I'm just excited to be back. Thank you,
Awesome,
guys.
Yeah. For the viewers, Coach had an accident at work, and I remember Coach Tony calling me, and I pulled over, and he just said, "Hey, we need the prayer warriors out right now." And I just remember the sound of his voice. He straight up said, "I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I just need you to pray." And I remember pulling over, and man, I see you, with your boy in here every day, and my heart was breaking because all I could think about was little man, you know what I mean, and how much he loves you and appreciates you, and to see you standing next to me right now, it's like it's a true blessing, man. So salute to your fight, and you're back, man. That's all that matters.
I mean, I'm here for the 49ers, the first and foremost. SGF has always been my family. When Joni came on board, I came on board with them, as a coach. I made some mistakes, but I learned them, and I'm blessed to be back. And I'm happy to be around and do whatever he wants me to do. That's my president right here.
Yeah, president. Oh, you're gonna get shirts like that? That's my president.
I know, right?
Here's
Coach
Coach
Tony
Robbie.
2024, man.
Yeah,
Coach Tony.
come on, say what's up, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Shout out to our 10U group. We're coming strong. Thank you, Tony, for bringing us back on board for the SGF.
Thanks for coming back.
And, you know, win, lose, or draw, we're winning this year no matter what. We're building a brotherhood down there, and we're coming. That's all I can say.
Plain and simple.
Awesome, man. Well, you guys are episode 1 of the youth program.
Great
so
kickoff to the show, man.
Great kickoff the show. Great
Yeah.
kickoff to the year. And again, shout out to these coaches, presidents, board members, not only in the 49ers organization, but across Arizona, Tucson, and the surrounding areas, because like I said, it's volunteer at the end of the day. And man, that's not easy to do, especially when you have kids, family, a work schedule, things like that. So, I mean, that's
Yeah,
salute.
absolutely.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Any final last things anybody want to get off their chest before we go? Let us know right now. But much love, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Man, I'm glad you're doing well. Thank you. You're healthy. Get stronger. See you, Coach. Coach.
Hi, brother.
President. Coach. Absolutely. That's about it, man. I'm just glad that everybody. You guys turned out pretty big, man. Look at.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, shout out to everybody.
Shout out to everybody, man. The boys, come over here, boys. Wave to everybody. Put on that Niner gang song, right? You guys play that in the practice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, when's your you're having like a powwow thing, right? Before the season starts, or did you guys already have that?
Yeah,
Right?
sure.
Yeah.
Pep rally,
Pep rally. There we go.
819.
819.
Yes, sir. 819 at Walden Grove Stadium. Spread the word.
Now last year you guys had the U of A cheer squad out there. What was it, the Wilbur?
Yeah, we had the Arizona
It
cheerleaders.
was Wilbur. It was
We had a cool drone in the air. We had some
Hey,
cool hype videos made.
Yeah. I'll
like
try to
that.
get out there and do
I
that
like
one
that.
again. Yeah, that was me.
Anthony Brooks, he's asking how can he request an interview with us. So do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so an interview with us. Yeah, just go ahead and hit me up. Go ahead and leave a DM me on the side, and we can communicate that way. And also, I'm going to be posting regularly for this specific show, 520 Gridiron Youth Football, sponsorship forms, and anybody wants to donate or anything like that to help us continue to do what we're doing right now. So I know Sahuarita is big over there. So
Yes, sir. We'll make sure we get this on our Facebook and try to show some love back, man, for sure.
yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you for the gear. These shirts came
Yes,
out
sir.
dope.
Shout out to Andre-
Izzy.
Yeah,
Shout out
Izzy.
to Izzy.
Yes,
I hope
yes,
you're
sir.
watching, boys. Come back.
Yeah.
He's watching. He said
He's
he's
watching.
watching.
Yeah.
There we go.
And
Sponsorship.
we got some
right
more
there.
surprises that he made too. So
yeah.
look
He's
out for
fun-
that.
He's fun with the gear. For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. He's real good,
Good
man.
designer.
The good designer, exactly. What's up? This
All
year
right,
we
Anthony.
have what? This year we have WG and Sahuarita State Championship cheerleaders to show our united community at our pep rally. You know about that?
Yeah.
Something
So
that
yeah,
was
looks like we'll
coming
have some
through.
more special
Okay.
guests coming to our pep rally. Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, well,
Cool.
I guess
Thanks for
that's
having
it.
us again,
Yeah,
man. We
all right, guys.
appreciate it.
much love.
And good luck to everybody this season. All the both conferences, all the teams, all the organizations, man. Hope everyone has a healthy, safe season, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, love you. Peace. Next time.